Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Blue Eyes Shining Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for May 2020. Been wanting to build a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon deck profile for quite some time, and after coming across a lot of the different Blue Eyes cards, I decided to make a variant of the Blue Eyes deck that focuses on summoning out one of Kaiba's ace monsters during the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie, and that is Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. A really awesome card, but definitely difficult to get out since you have to basically special summon it by using Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which in itself can be a very difficult card to summon out in any Blue Eyes deck as long as you have the different Blue Eyes monsters and the fusion means to make it's possible, but still I would say the most difficult part of the play to get Blue Eyes Shining Dragon out, but still very easy for sure. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the actual ace monster, I'm running 3 Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand. By attributing 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, it gains 300 attack for each dragon monster in your graveyard. And when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, quick effect, you can negate that effect. So it's not a once per turn either on the effect negation. So you have that option for a lot of different cards your opponent might try to throw against you with this card. And the fact that we run a lot of dragons in this deck means that you can just keep powering up this card for a pretty big high attack point number, one that could definitely exceed Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is the main card you'll need to use to get this card out also. So having 3 of this is mostly just for the fact that you definitely want to open up this card as well, since it's definitely one of the more difficult cards to get into your hand as well. But once you do, it's definitely worth it, and also very awesome when you can summon out one of Kaiba's, in my opinion, best looking ace monsters for sure in terms of artwork for sure. And, as a Blue Eyes deck also needs, you got to run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, just the go-to card, because you need 3 of this card to summon out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And the fact that it's searchable with plenty of cards in the deck, if you can open it up and set it up in the graveyard, you can use cards like Dragon Mirror, or you can use Polymerization when you have all of them on the field. You have, plenty of ways to fusion summon this card out in the deck as well as one of those options, but you definitely just need to max out the number of Blue Eyes White Dragons you run in the deck, so you have that guaranteed option to get it out onto the field for your main go-to card to then make its appearance also. And for more search power, I'm also running 3 Whitestone of the Ancients. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent to this turn, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard at your hand, and you can only use this effect of the Whitestone of the Ancients once per turn. So that recycle power, especially if you don't have the Dragon Mirror fusion option and you have, let's say, your short 1 card, this Whitestone of the Ancients recycle power is a big plus for sure to get those Blue Eyes back into your hand as well. So having this option is a big plus for sure, and we still have some synchro options in the deck to go for, because they definitely do help just as backup options to our main go-to card altogether in the deck also. And for just a little more extra search, I also run the 1 Whitestone of Legend. It's just a quicker search since Whitestone of the Ancients is a special summon at the end phase, but Whitestone of Legend gives you that search as soon as it's sent to the graveyard with just that 1 additional card. Could definitely make or break, the play you want to go for once again with this deck altogether. And more special summoning options, I run 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 level 1 Light Tuner from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can discard this card to target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard. If you do special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, you can only use this effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn. So if you have the Whitestone of the Legend and you send the Sage to use the effect with Whitestone of the Legend, you'll get your Blue Eyes summon and the additional search with Whitestone of the Legend, giving you more and more searches for your deck to grab particular cards you need, because like I said, you need 3 Blue Eyes and you just need that quick search to go for it, and these monsters definitely do help with those plays. For more other special summon options, I run 2 Dragon Spirit of White with Whitestone of the Ancients. It's just another good card to special summon out. It's always treated as a Blue Eyes card, and it also has a banish for a spell or trap when it is special summoned onto the field, and just another quick way to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon out onto the field also. I only run the 2 of it though. You don't need as many for the big play in the deck, which is to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, needing 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. So just having 2 of this as an added backup is definitely a big plus for sure. And the same also goes with Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, just more of a destruction card with this one by revealing a Blue Eyes. So if you're just trying to, wait a little longer for the actual fusion play, being able to at least reveal Blue Eyes Special Summon Alternative and sit on this card while you get the fusion play ready can be a big plus for sure altogether. And with Blue Eyes Shining Dragon being a Blue Eyes card, I'm also running one Deep Eyes White Dragon. When I face a Blue Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, and you have a Dragon-type monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each Dragon-type monster with different card names in your graveyard. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's, and if this card on the field is destroyed, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So, just a good added backup option to Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. If your opponent does manage to get over this card, you have Deep Eyes White Dragon to sit on as an added backup for sure, and being able to gain the attack of Blue Eyes Shining Dragon is an added plus also, since a lot of the times with the Dragon Mirrors play, you might potentially banish your other Blue Eyes and just need a stronger target in the graveyard to go for with Deep Eyes White Dragon. And for a couple other non-Blue Eyes related monsters, I'm running one Cyberstein. Now this is just your go-to card. If you open up this card, you basically have the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon play ready to go for, just paying 5,000 life points, which we really don't run anything else for, life point cost in the deck. Being able to summon out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and the fact that this card doesn't even take up the, the extra monster zone anymore, you can summon it in the main monster zone, is all the better for sure. It, is a huge cost, but this just avoids the whole purpose of, getting your 3 Blue Eyes if you open up Cyberstein. Sadly, this card is at 1. I don't know where this card's going to go on the ban list or if they'll even touch it at all. If it gets hit again, which I doubt will happen, you can always replace it with another spell option in the deck. If we get more of this card for an option, you can always take out the Deep Eyes White Dragon to put in a second Cyberstein, depending on what happens with this card. But, opening up this definitely does make for the plays you want to see with this deck altogether, being just one easy life point cost for your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And also, to finish off the monsters for the deck, I'm also running 3 King of the Swamps. You can substitute this card for any one fusion material, so if you're short one Blue Eyes, King of the Swamps definitely can come in handy for that. And just being another polymerization search is another plus for sure, since we just need quicker ways to search out that card, and at the same time have that option if we already have the polymerization. But let's say we have 2 King of the Swamps and 1 Blue Eyes in our hand, then there's the go-to play for our Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon altogether. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I'm only running 2 polymerization at max. We're only running 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but we still do have other fusion options, which we are also running in the extra deck to go into, just in case the Shining Dragon play isn't, coming forth in the game you're in, so you have other better options to go for. And this card is also searchable with King of the Swamps, so as long as we have that option for the search, having multiple polymerization might hurt us more than the actual, just opening up this card. When you have 2 polymerization, it could have counted as one of the other monsters you could have used for one of your other plays. And plus, we're also running Dragon's Mirror as well. Just fusion summon 1 Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. So if you have the Blue Eyes White Dragons all set up in your graveyard, you open up Dragon's Mirror, you can use this card to summon out your Blue Eyes Ultimate quite easily. And if you wanted to run any other additional copies of this card, you can try, once again, the Deep Eyes White Dragon is a potential card to take out for additional numbers of Dragon's Mirror. If you want to see more of those banish options, you're really only going to use them once, but just having the better odds to open up this card is another big plus for sure for this one. Plus, if you use polymerization to go into Blue Eyes Ultimate and the rest of the Blue Eyes White Dragons are in your graveyard, you can use Dragon's Mirror to summon out one of the other fusion options and summon both of them into the main monster zone, not having to use a link monster for any of the extra deck plays you want to go for. And more search power for the Blue Eyes monsters. I'm running 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon. You discard 1 card, add up to 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Just the best way to search out Blue Eyes, especially. Discarding a card can give you more searches as well, depending on what you discard. But that search is definitely what you need for this type of deck, where I know our main play is summoning out Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. But before we can get the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, I've said it plenty enough this video, we need to summon out Blue Eyes Ultimate. And this is just a great way to do so. The same being with trade-in, just running 3 of this. For more of that draw power, we run plenty of level 8 monsters. Actually, just remember that Blue Eyes Shining Dragon is not a level 8, so you won't be able to discard any multiple copies you have of that, but still having plenty of other ones like Alternative Dragon as options for the discard come in handy for sure with this, and other ways to special summon back the Blue Eyes to the field for use with polymerization in the form of Silver's Cry. You target one dragon, normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. You can only activate 1 Silver's Cry per turn, but just a quick play to summon out other Blue Eyes back onto the field especially, and then just being able to use them for resources or just, during the battle phase for that 1 additional attack is a definite plus for sure. And I also run 2 Dragon Shrine, more ways to set up the Blue Eyes or other dragons in the graveyard, and then being able to summon them back with other cards especially. And then just being able to, if the graveyard is a Dragon-type normal monster, being able to send 1 more Dragon-type monster is all the better altogether for your Dragon Mirrors play. And also, I run the 2 Return of the Dragon Lords for more of the special summon options and protection in the graveyard. If a dragon monster would be destroyed, you can banish this card. So if your opponent does somehow manage to, take out your Blue Eyes Ultimate, you can use the Return of the Dragon Lords to protect this card so you can go for your main go-to play. And I also run 1 card of Consonance and 1 Foolish Burial to finish off the main deck. If you want to run 2 cards of Consonance to try it out more with the different tuners we're running, you can try and take out the Foolish Burial. Dragon Shrine seems to do plenty of the job. Or you can even replace one of the Dragon Shrines with another Foolish Burial, since it is a once per turn, so you have the option for both in 1 turn. And if you want to swap out the cards of Consonance for an additional Dragon's Mirror, being able to take out Deep Eyes White Dragon and your cards of Consonance for the more additional Dragon Mirrors you want to run is all the better altogether as well. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, your go-to fusion monster. I think this is a card we've actually talked about more in this whole video than our key monster being Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. But once again, it's just a normal fusion monster needing 3 Blue Eyes Dragons. But being Kaiba, you definitely need the best monster to summon out the main ace monster for the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. And using Blue Eyes Ultimate is definitely the more challenging way to go about it. I only run 2. Mostly for the fact that we do have the Cyberstein play, but we also have the normal way to fusion summon this card out. So if you have Cyberstein, you can, pay the 5,000 to get the 1 out. Or if you need the other option, you still have the 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate to summon out also for that play as well. And for the additional fusion monsters, I run 1 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst, and 1 Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Just different options for all of these Blue Eyes monsters. If you don't want to go for the Ultimate Dragon play, because let's say you already got Blue Eyes Shining Dragon out, and you've achieved that goal in the deck, but you still want 1 more boss monster to get out. So you have all these other different options to summon out onto the field for a big plus for sure. And for the Link monsters, I'm running 1 Link Karibo for the level 1 monsters. It's definitely a big help there for sure. 1 Hippo Shenengan. The majority of the monsters we're running, aside from King of the Swamp, are light, so just having that boost with Hippo Shenengan especially helps for sure. Also 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Cerberus for the rest of the Link monsters. For the Synchro monsters, I run 1 Azure Eyes Silver Dragon and 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, both level 9 monsters. Just help with the tuner plays and just the overall protection of graveyard negation and protection of your Blue Eyes monsters. And for the Exceed monsters, I know that Blue Eyes Shining Dragon is not a level 8 monster, but you never want to use this card. And if you have 2 of this on the field, definitely overlay with the 2 of them. That's why I'm not running any of the rank 10 options in the extra deck. You always want to keep this card. It's not a once per turn negation, so you have a boss monster on the field that's staying on the field. So for the Exceed monsters, I'm running 1 Heliopolis Sun Dragon, 1 Dingirsu, 1 number 62, and 1 number 107 for the rank 8 plays that you can go for when you need them as well in the deck. And as for your go-to play, we've already discussed the Cyberstein play, but if you can at least open up the majority of your search power being with your White Stone of Legend, then being able to discard any of the cards with your Melody of Awakening Dragon, then being able to set up that search power that you've opened up with your 2 Blue Eyes that you searched with your Melody of Awakening Dragon, and then being able to fuse them off with either the King of the Swamp search or even just the overall fusion play of the additional Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's why we run the different King of the Swamps. You have that play to go for, and then being able to open up that search, as long as you didn't discard the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, you'll be able to send off the Blue Eyes Ultimate that you made with the Polymerization play, and then get out Blue Eyes Shining Dragon with the fusion play and the 500 for the 300 attack for each dragon monster in your graveyard alone. That would be enough power to hit over a good amount of monsters, even if you discarded a White Stone Legend or Ancients, and let's say you had the normal Blue Eyes in your hand. That's enough power right there to match up with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and have the additional effect of Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely one of my favorite Blue Eyes monsters in terms of artwork alone, but had a lot of fun building the deck profile as well. So I hope you all enjoyed testing it out as well. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.